Hello friends, welcome you all in my YouTube channel friends. Friends, you know the aware about the IP address because you are using the device like you are using this one phone and you are using laptop, you are using the PCs in which and every devices which are connected to the internet. Okay, so these are the very uniquely identify your the PCs and laptops, any other devices which are connected to the internet, so we can very easily to identify it with the help of the IP addresses. So today in this video it will be very important for our the knowledge, for our the exam purpose. For example, if you are a student of the computer science and you are a student of the IT student, so this one is a very important topic for you. Okay, now move on the next and we will see the very one by one to explanation and what is the difference between and which one the IP addresses is the benefit for our the devices. Okay, now move on the next and we will see the next one. So friends, first of all we will see the definition of the IP address. An IP address is a uniquely added address and identifies the devices on the internet or a local address or a local network. IP address stands for the internet protocol. You know the very well, it's very easy, which is the set of the rules governing for the format of the data sent via the internet or a local network. For example friends, if you are using your devices without the internet connecting, so this one is laptop and PC is not IP address it will be, but you are using the offline, so you can assign the IP addresses for the device. Okay, but if you want to connect to the internet and so you need to the IP address. Who has provided the IP address? IP address is provided from the ISP, internet service provider. So now move on the next. And essential IP addresses as the identifier that allows the information to be sent between devices or a network. Okay, they contain the location information and make the devices accessible for communication. The internet needs two ways to differentiate between the different computers and routers and websites. For example friends, if you are using like a website, any website, so every website has a IP addresses because we are using but we are a human, that's why we cannot memorize it always to IP addresses. That's why all the cloud all the websites to provide all the domain provides in the alphabetic forms. That's why human readable and memorizable it will be easy. So friends, now move on the next and we will see the difference between the IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, now move on the next. First of all friends, we will you know the very well there are two types of the IP addresses, IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, and I will see you the friends, you can see my the IPv6 address. It has the 128 bits and IP address and IPv4 is the 32 bits. You know that this one is separated with the columns and IPv4 is separated with the dots. Now move on the next and we will see the difference between the IP addresses. Okay, IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 consists of the 4 fields you have seen here, 4 fields, right? IPv4 consists of the 4 fields which separated with the addresses with the dot, right? And here also the consists of the 8 fields which are separated by the colon, right? You have already seen here, yes, right? IPv4 can be converted into the IPv6, but it's not possible to IPv6 convert into the IPv4, right? And also IPv4 has a 32 bits header length. Okay, you know I have already explained, and also the 128 bits address of the length of the IPv6. And also IPv4 it supports the manual and the DHCP addresses configuration, but inside the IPv4 is support the auto renumbering address configuration. It's not a configuration manually inside the IPv6. IPv4 is the end-to-end connection. Integrity is the unachievable, but IPv6 end-to-end connection, integrity to achievable, right? Address representation of the IP address is in a decimal format. You have already seen here the decimal format 175, 171.50, 162.172. But inside the IPv6, you can see here the decimal and also the alphabetic, right? You have seen here the address representation IPv6 is the hexadecimal, all right, because the decimal also decimal and also character also come. Okay, IPv6 IPv4's checksum fields available, but inside the IPv6 is not available checksum. Next, move on the next IPv4 and IPv6. It has the IPv4 has the broadcast message transmission schemes, but IPv6 multicast and anycast message transmission scheme is available. For example, friends, if you are using the 4G and now we are using the 6G, so you can so very difference between the IPv4 and IPv6, just like, because the many features has given inside the IPv6, but less than but the major than the IPv4. Because the many lots of devices can be connected IPv6, but not can be possible to the IPv4. And move on the next. IPv4 is encryption and authentication facility not provided, but IPv6 is provided encryption and authentication also. You can see here the example of the IPv4 has a 4 byte and 32 bits, and this one is the 128 bits of the length. Okay, thanks for this watching video. If you have, and one more thing friends, if you, and I will be show you the what is the major questions, which one is the better, IPv4 and IPv6. Okay, if you know the answer, can do the comment in the comment box. Okay, but now to move on, but I will tell you IPv6 is better than the IPv4, as IPv6 is a more advances and has the more features as the IPv4. You have already seen. Okay, now move on the things. Can we use the both? Can we use the both IPv4 and IPv6? Yes, it can be possible. You can see here in my device is showing the IPv4 and IPv6 also. Okay, yes, we can use the both IPv4 and IPv6 is a single machine. Okay, there are devices that support the double addressing. Yes, in my device is supporting the double addressing. When the two device communicate, they agreed with the IP address version to use. All right, which one is the faster? I can tell you the very easily. One ask a question, what is the difference between the 4G and 5G? Generally the IPv6 is the faster than the IPv4. However, when we go to the large packets size, IPv6 can be so in the some cases. Alright friends, I hope this video it will be helpful for you. Thanks for this watching video. If you have any questions, if you have any doubt, you feel free to ask in the comment box. Definitely I will be help you. Thank you.